Hey, folks, welcome. This is the Wayne S. Pierce Show podcast right here for the 10th of July, 2015. How y'all doing today? Hey, it's Friday. It is Friday when I'm recording this podcast. So, yes. Things are changing, folks. Things are changing all over the place. We are, let's just say, we have found a place. Okay. Well, we're moving, folks. And in the next few weeks, the podcasts are going to be, I may only be able to do one or two next week. I'm not sure yet. I may surprise you and do a whole week. I don't know. So next week, it's going to be sporadic. And the following week, I may not be able to do a podcast at all or a live show. So I'm just letting you know I'm going to have some downtime. So don't freak out. Don't think, oh, my God, he got picked up by FEMA, whatever. No, that's not going to happen. As Bon Jovi says, I'm going to go out in a blaze of glory. I'm just, Coffee, folks. Little side note, don't let your coffee sit too long, man. I'm just saying. Anyway, lots of things going on, lots of things happening. I want to let people know right now that I'm not angry. I put up a post, and it seemed like I was angry at people. I'm not. I'm just tired of contradictions. I'm tired of people who contradict me without having information to back up what they say. And, and this excuse of everybody has an opinion and everybody's going to have an opinion and you can't stop that. It's like pretty much, yes, I can. I can stop listening to them, and that's basically what it is. Positive note, though, is a lot of people are appreciating the fact that I am as brutally honest as I am. And I appreciate that. So great. Thank you. I appreciate the support. All the other ones, all the other people that don't like what I say can just, kiss my butt. But anyway, I know people are going to have an opinion. People are going to have their views. People are going to have their specific perspective on things. I completely understand that. But it's my choice. That's just the way it is, So, again, we're going to be moving. I'm not going to tell you where, but I can tell you it's going to be in FEMA Region 8, just to let you know. I'm currently recording this in FEMA Region 9. I want to direct my next statement to the people in Oregon and Washington State. Move. Okay? California is completely and utterly done. Oregon is completely and utterly done. Washington State is about ready to get there. You people need to walk away now. Your states have been taken over by the United Nations under Agenda 21, and you're going to get screwed in the long run. So you might as well just pack it up and move, unless you've got some very strong individuals there that can stand up for everybody else. And you better support those people. Yes, I'm talking about the state militias. Okay, you better get the balls to back up what you say. I'm just letting you know. I got a break coming up. If you disagree with me, please let me know. Burden of proof is on you. American Liberty Radio at USA.com. American Liberty Radio at USA.com. Go to AmericanLibertyRadio.com if you're not already there. And let me know what's up. I'll be back right after this. I'm not going to go away long, and neither should you. I'll be back. The reality underneath the honesty. Listen to Brian Lang over at Live Truth Radio. Go to livetruthradio.com for more information. The only choice for all your independent hits on the internet. Radio Rock 92.6 The Blitz. Go to radiorocktheblitz.blogspot.com. Are you a voice actor? Would you like to perform on radio plays? Send your audition clips to Eastland Radio Theater. Scripts are available. Send your information to Eastland Radio Theater at USA.com. Hey folks, welcome back. This is the American Liberty Radio Network. This is the Wayne S. Pierce Show podcast. I'm yours truly. This is the 10th of July, 2015. Hey, if you need any voiceover work done, please let me know. I'm for hire. Yes, let me know. Anyway, folks, let's get into some news. This is a long segment here. So go to American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook. I probably have posted some stuff on Free America Radio Network as well on Facebook, so you might want to go check that out too. Now, excuse me, desperate Greek socialists now offer harsher austerity than they just told voters to reject. Okay. So basically, they kick the EU out, and then they make it worse for people. This is from Herman Cain, a former presidential candidate, CainTV.com. Now, I'm going to ask this question. Why would anybody want to make it worse for themselves? I'm just asking. When you watch the inevitable result of socialist governance, which is exactly the tragic comedy Greece is giving us today, the temptation to laugh at leftists getting their comeuppance has to be tempered by the fact that real people are paying an awfully heavy price for this exercise in political and economic foolishness. Then again, you also have to remember that these policies never could have been taken this far if not for a willfully delusional populace that wanted the free goodies and was willing to back politicians who promised to keep it coming, the looming reckoning notwithstanding. The only reason Alexis Tsipras and his Syriza government are in power today is that they exploited the resentment of the populace toward having their benefits cut. Tsipras told the voters he would stand up to those meanie Germans and other EU creditors who were demanding so-called austerity measures in exchange for continued support of the bailout without which Greece could not survive. And that was what the voters wanted to hear. So Tsipras got to be prime minister, and the IMF and the EU got to deal with the headache of Greece defaulting. Even when the creditors gave Tsipras a way out in the form of new cuts and reforms, all of which he could have simply asked the Greek parliament to adopt, he instead submitted it to the voter referendum and urged the voters to reject it, which they did. Socialist spreading Profligacy, profligacy, there we go, slows down for no creditor. In other words, Herman Cain is saying socialism isn't slowing down for anybody. And Tsipras is nothing more than a socialist. But he went, well, let me, look good in the eyes of the world. So I'm going to go and I'm going to give all the, choices to the people. So they need to vote on this. So I'm going to put it in a voter referendum and let them vote for it. And if they want to kick him out, fine. Then I'll take over in my socialist philosophies and create something a lot worse. This is what happened. Well, let me continue here. Well, at least until you're just about out of money, which Greece is. This is continuing on with the article. And the Germans are clearly finished screwing around, which suddenly has Tsipras scurrying to the table with even bigger austerity measures than he just told the voters to reject. If the offer is to be believed, the Greeks will cut spending between 12 billion to 13 billion euros while instituting a host of new taxes and reforms to the completely unsustainable pension system that Tsipras got elected promising not to change. But that whole question of whether the Greeks can be believed looms large for the Germans, who have heard this song and dance a few too many times. So that's up on American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook. I got to tell you, my thought on this is real simple. My 2 cents is this. Why are you kicking out a bad government to be replaced by a worse government? Okay? I don't get this, folks. Why are you pushing for a system of government which would cost you a lot more than what you just kicked out? See, this is happening here in the United States of America. This is happening right here in the United States of America. We've gotten so bogged down with bureaucracy in this country that we, the people, have voted for people to replace people that supported that bloated bureaucracy. And it's unfortunate because now we have a system which is driven by the people, or a group of people who want everything for free. My message to those people here in the United States is, how about looking at Greece? Do you really want that crap here? Look at Germany. Do you want that crap? Look at Russia and China and Mexico and Venezuela. Do you want that crap here? I got a message for those people here in the United States of America that want that. Pack your bags and get the hell out of the country. Go to Greece, go to Mexico, go to China, go to Russia. Get the hell out. If you want that type of system of government, go to those countries that support that. Because we don't want that crap here. Okay? Now, if you're going to disagree with me on that and say, well, everybody has an opinion on that and everybody, we don't want to leave and blah, blah, blah. Well, you're going to leave. And if you don't leave, we'll make you leave. And in your faction of people, there are those that want to stay here and suck off the teat of the system. This is why I say there should never, ever, 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 ever be any type of reform in the social programs until you do one thing: abolish them. Then rebuild it on the premise of the people needs instead of the people's wants. Here's what I mean. The welfare system, from what I've researched, even from the people my friends and such when I was growing up in the streets of Stockton, who were on welfare at the time, and this was in the 80s, the late 70s, early 80s, knowing those people and what they did and having talked to and even up till now, knowing these people and people here in general society, I can tell you that they use it as a lifestyle, not as a need to get a step up, to get out, to do something better for their lives. And they're going to say, well, the system holds me back. No, it doesn't. There's programs out there to help you go to school, to help you get things done, to help you get a job. But if you just want to stay on that system, then, it's entirely up to you. And it's wrong. Because if all you're doing is supporting politicians that are going to give you free stuff, you might as well just pack your crap, go to Mexico, China, Russia, or wherever, and just live off of their system. Guess what? You won't last long, because they don't put up with that crap either. Okay? I'm at the point now where I believe that the United States of America has to collapse for one reason and one reason only: to be rebuilt. Well, in what form? In the form, our founding fathers said it, of, by, and for the people, not of, by, and for the corporations. I say that. We need to repeal the Act of 1871. We need to repeal whatever policies that were in place at the time the Federal Reserve Act and the Internal Revenue Act was signed into law by President Woodrow Wilson. We need to repeal all that. We need to repeal the Taft-Hartley Act. We need to repeal all these laws that subjugate people as if they're peasants in a kingdom. And we need to put the gold back as the standard for our financial system. But guess what? We don't have gold. Okay? We sold it, we resold it, we borrowed it, we grabbed it, we don't have it. Fort Knox is empty, folks. Okay? Fort Knox is empty. The mint in San Francisco and the mint in New York, where the gold is supposed to be, is not our gold. Okay? I'm just telling you, it's not our gold. Okay? China bought, I don't know how many thousands of tons of gold. Mexico did the same thing. Texas is wanting their gold back. You know what I'm saying? They're looking at the feds going, we want our gold back. That's a good idea. So I believe that the system should collapse to be rebuilt of, by, and for the people. And anybody that wants to sit on the system, I believe anybody on welfare or some type of assistance from the state or the feds needs to work at least 60 hours a month. That's my 2 cents. What's 60 hours a month, folks? That ain't nothing. That's 15 hours a week. Can you do 15 hours a week? And it should be mandatory. You miss more than 3 days in a month, boom, you get cut off. Well, what if a doctor and this and that? Well, they will call you, the office will call you every week, making sure that you're still working. And you will have to go to that office and say, I have this doctor's appointment. Yeah, okay, they know about it. That's fine. 60 hours a month, folks. 15 hours a week. It ain't gonna kill you. Okay? You want to be on the system and take my tax money? You better work your ass off for it. I'm going to go to break, folks. I know I'm a little harsh, but hey. You people need some harshness every once in a while. Come back, I'll talk a little more about some of the news that's out there right now. Go to AmericanLibertyRadio.com or email me at AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. Don't go away, folks. I shall return shortly, right after this. What we see is not always the truth. lies, deceit, cover-ups. This is the world we live in. This is not reality. This is distorted reality. Distorted Reality with Nick Tucker on Facebook. This is the American Liberty Radio Network. Go to AmericanLibertyRadio.com and email us at AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. When the coffee is done, sit down and have a cup and listen to the best independent music station on the web. Radio Rock 92.6 The Blitz. Tom Slick delivers all the independent hits and talks about new music from all of your favorite artists. Listen to Tom Slick on the Morning Brew, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern, only on Radio Rock 92.6 The Blitz. For more information, go to radiorocktheblitz.blogspot.com. The reality underneath the honesty. Listen to Brian Lang over at Live Truth Radio. Go to livetruthradio.com for more information. Hey, folks, a little blues there, a little jazzy blues. Yeah, you like that? Found that piece of music and I went, gotta use it. All the music, give you a little disclaimer here, all the music that I use is from YouTube and it's the free music that's on there. It's what they accept when you upload your whatever it is you do to YouTube, and it's music that the artists say, yeah, go ahead and use it. It's fine. And so that's what I use, the music at YouTube. You go to YouTube, go to your own channel, and go down to Create, and then it'll come up, and that's the music you use. And I love it. It's great. There's more being added, I hear. I'm not sure yet. You might want to contact them and find out. But anyway, that's what I use. So I give them all the credit and all the artists there. And by the way, just a little side note, artists, singers, musicians, actors, all of that, they got to pay rent too, okay? And so, you know, when you go out and buy a CD, when you go out and buy a DVD, whatever it is, you're supporting that artist, okay? Now, have I gotten free stuff off the internet? Of course I have. Of course I have. But I also look at it this way. You can go out and support these artists by buying their material. Okay? I mean, that's the bottom line. You know? Give you a prime example. I've used Linux in the past. Linux, Ubuntu, and all of that, Mint, and you name it. And I like them, you know. But they also give away their operating system for free. But they also say that you can go out and buy it, you know. And there's certain websites that you get it from where you got to donate to the website to help them, you know, and all that. And that's fine to me. So the issue of getting stuff for free off the internet, I was talking about socialism before and how people want stuff for free. When you get stuff off the internet for free, you really have to pay attention to where you're getting it from. All right? Now, American Liberty Radio Network, I created the network for a reason, to get the information out there as much as I possibly could, to help others understand what's going on, and hopefully encourage you to go out and find this information on your own. But it's not free, folks. It's not free. Okay? The bandwidth I use, the platform I use, all of that, it's not free. So whatever you can do to support American Liberty Radio Network, please ask me You can always ask. I'll tell you. We'll work something out. You know, if you want to advertise on AmericanLibertyRadio.com, please do. You know, email me and ask me how. I'm not out to break your advertising budget. Okay? Yeah. Well, you got to shoot me an email, man, at AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. Nothing that you have is free. Somebody had to pay for it, right? You can go to and this whole thing about the Patients Affordable Care Act, or as you know it as, is Obamacare. Yeah. It's not free, folks. The coffee I'm drinking is not free. Okay? If you're in, a place that has a, food pantry in your city, or, a shelter or somewhere, that's not free. Somebody's got to pay for that. So whatever you can do to help artists, to help actors, to help networks, to do whatever you can do, it's always appreciated, because the rent has got to get paid. You know what I mean? And like that one guy, I forget his name now. The rent is too damn high. That guy, remember him? I believe he's on the right track. His presentation is a little strange, but he's hitting the points, And this is, and when I come back from break, I'll talk about Donald Trump and Ted Cruz and all that. Oh, and let me just preface what I'm about to say after the break with this. Nobody likes the truth and nobody likes the facts. They think in their little delusional world, that within their own little preconceived ideas, that everything is just hunky-dory and fine and everything's, well, if we do this and this and this, it'll work out. No, just because you plug the light into the socket in the wall and turn it on and nothing happens doesn't mean that the socket is broke. It means your light bulb is burned out. Get the picture? Okay. It's like there's so many things going on that we are distracted one way or another. We're not focusing on the truth and the facts. We're not focusing on the fact that at a four-way stop, there's 4 stop signs and somebody's got to go. And we can't remember for the life of us who goes first. But out of the courtesy that we have, we allow other people to go. And then when it's clear for us to go, we go. We just don't breeze right through that 4-way stop. You know what I'm saying? Bad analogy. I'm probably using that in the wrong fashion. But for the sake of argument, people like Donald Trump, Ted Cruz, Mike Lee, Mike Huckabee, all these people, Chris Christie, they have absolutely no clue what is going on. The only one that I think has a clue, and I say that no one. Let me back up and say the only person in that group that I just mentioned and all the Republicans that are running for president, the only one I believe that has a clue is Donald Trump. Would I vote for him? No. What he's doing is he's engaging in conversation and he's injecting into the political arena the ideas and the ideas into the conversation that matter. In other words, he's saying the things that are real, true, factual things, and everybody else is demonizing him, of course. But he's right. And everybody knows it, but nobody wants to pay attention to it because they don't care about the truth and the facts. They'd rather go off on their day and get free stuff, I guess. I don't know. Nothing's free, folks. Somebody had to pay for it. AmericanLibertyRadio.com. Please support it if you can. Let me know. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. And you know what? It's not free, folks. It's free to you, but hey, I got to pay for it. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be back. Go to AmericanLibertyRadio.com. Email me, AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. I'll be back right after this.
grand adventure.
Yeah.
From the directorial debut of Brian James Griffo, two brothers faced with a rare genetic disease that causes blindness decide to take a journey of a lifetime and answer the question, what would you see if you knew you were going to go blind?
It honestly makes me feel so small and like whatever problems I have are nothing.
What would you do?
You're supposed to smell it first.
Who would you meet?
This is an opportunity for us to connect with people.
Oh, I haven't seen you forever.
In a groundbreaking documentary that cuts to the heart of what it means to be a brother.
It blows my mind that 100 years ago, this is how people would have done this trip that we're doing. Yep.
And gain a world of vision while losing eyesight. Come along to be inspired and reminded of the very meaning of life through a 12,000-mile road trip. Driving Blind. Coming soon.
Coming to America.
Hey, this is Frank Hannon. I want to tell you about an exciting brand new rock and roll album coming out this year by guitarist Greg Golden. Greg Golden's new album is some old school sounding rock and roll music that's sure to be a classic, featuring some killer songs, blazing guitar solos, and awesome lead vocals by Jeff Sandoval and Randy Scholes from Montrose. Take a listen to some of these songs on this album.
Old school rock and roll, got the music in my soul. Old school rock and roll, everybody gonna lose control. Maybe crazy, but I ain't no fool. I live my life by the golden rule from the old school. Yeah, of rock and roll. Woo!
Won't see it coming, but it's coming fast. That girl just does what she please. Like a bad winner, baby. Cool on in and take you down. A bad winner, baby. No saving where she's found. Turn on the radio. Just time to make the show. Get on your dancing shoes. They're getting rave reviews. No other place to go. We're going back to Reno. Burning hearts, tears, and flames in the rain. Burning hearts, tears, and flames in the rain.
Be sure to check out the new Greg Golden album coming out on Red Hawk Records this year. www.greggoldenband.com.
Hey, folks, this is the 10th of July, 2015. This is the Wayne S. Pierce Show podcast. I'm yours truly, coming to you in recorded fashion from FEMA Region 9, but not for very long. I'll be in another FEMA region here pretty soon, and not in a camp. Yeah, so think about that one, folks. Anyway, what can we do? Donald Trump, Mike Huckabee, Ted Cruz, Chris Christie, yada, yada, yada. Go down the line. Okay. My view specifically about Donald Trump is this. Nice hair. He wears it well. The things that he said is absolutely 100% correct. Rush Limbaugh also says he's correct. Members of certain parties that are outside of the two-party paradigm say that Donald Trump is correct. But would I vote for him? Absolutely not. Wouldn't vote for him at all. Because I said I'm not going to vote anymore. Because none of them are worth a damn. Okay? Question. I'm going to ask you all a question. What do you think of Donald Trump? What do you think of Mike Huckabee? What do you think about all of these people that are on that side of the aisle? Now, you're only going to, if a Republican becomes president, you're just replacing one socialist regime with another. I mean, what did John Boehner say before he became Speaker of the House? He said he was going to, go through that, basically, in my words, with a fine-tooth comb and take care of business, right? Well, you see how quickly that tune changed. And what do you do? Seriously, what do you do? What do you do? They're not worth a damn. None of them are. Because all it is two engineers fighting for control of the same train. And folks, if you haven't seen it yet, this train is completely out of control and headed for a disaster far beyond what we can imagine. Okay? That's just the way it is. Now, not because I say so, but because the evidence has proven it to be that way. Now I'm going to say this. To all those people that, seem to think that I'm wrong. Prove it. You don't have the balls, one, to take my information or take the information that's out there that I'm getting and from the sources I'm getting it from and proving them wrong. You're not proving me wrong at all because I already know this stuff and I know it's true. But I challenge you to take the information I have and to look at it and examine it and then come back to me and tell me whether or not I'm right or wrong. Either way, it's okay. I'll still buy you a cup of coffee. I'm okay with that. So, there you go. Email me at AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. Go to AmericanLibertyRadio.com. Go to the store if you want to support the American Liberty Radio Network. Please do. If you want to advertise on the website, you can. I'm not out to break your advertising budget. Contact me. We'll work something out. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. So anyway, folks, what else can I say? Come back. Go to American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook. Come back after this break. We'll get into the long segment and the last segment of the podcast, and I'll go down the line here of the news at American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook. Email me, AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. Go to AmericanLibertyRadio.com for more information. And folks, I shall return. Sit tight. I'll be right back after this. Broadcasting live from behind enemy lines in FEMA Region 8. This is the American Liberty Radio Network. What we see is not always the truth. Lies, deceit, cover-ups. This is the world we live in. This is not reality. This is distorted reality. Distorted Reality with Nick Tucker on Facebook. This is the American Liberty Radio Network. Go to AmericanLibertyRadio.com and email us at AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. When the coffee is done, sit down and have a cup and listen to the best independent music station on the web. Radio Rock 92.6 The Blitz. Tom Slick delivers all the independent hits and talks about new music from all of your favorite artists. Listen to Tom Slick on The Morning Brew, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern, only on Radio Rock 92.6 The Blitz. For more information, go to radiorocktheblitz.blogspot.com. The reality underneath the honesty. Listen to Brian Lang over at Live Truth Radio. Go to livetruthradio.com for more information. Hey folks, hello. This is the last segment of the podcast. Yes. This is the 10th of July, 2015. Oh boy, American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook. Go check that out. Okay? Go check it out. We have a lot up there. Like I have a mouse in my pocket. This is one of the stories I wanted to talk to you about today. Deporting Liberty from personalliberty.com. And the author here, Ben Crystal, says this. Pardon me for interrupting the great American immigration debate, but I have to ask, what immigration debate? Debate requires an exchange of differing opinions with each side endeavoring to convince the other of the merit of their ideas. A bunch of talking heads yapping at each other while the actual government completely ignores everyone and everything, including the law, isn't a debate. It's a sideshow. Even if you believe that the American taxpayer should foot the bill for free airfare and accommodations for every Thomas, Ricardo, and Jorge who wants to relocate himself, his wife, his kids, a few cousins, and a Buelita or two to the land of the free and the home of the brave, you must admit that our resolute leaders have been less than forthcoming about the flood tide of uninvited house guests pouring across our southern border, southern threshold. The debate over illegal immigration is the equivalent of two kids arguing over what they want on their pizza when mom has already made liver and onions for dinner. I know readers of Personal Liberty Digest read my columns. This is what Ben Crystal says. Because I'm such a sunny optimist, and because Mr. Livingston hasn't locked me behind a paywall. But after another week in which illegal aliens rinsed American streets with American blood, I'm having a hard time turning my frown upside down. And the vast majority of us are fixated on debating an old comedian and even an older flag. Seriously, kids, who's actually debating immigration? While the public discussion on how best to defend against the invasion has been the usual sound and fury, the governmental reaction has been lean to the point of anorexic. And consider the fact that, at its heart, the current federal prohibition on deporting illegal aliens constitute a willful violation of the law. Well, I ask you as District Court Judge Andrew Hannon, who has issued subpoenas to a host of top-ranking accomplices of President Obama over their deliberate violation of a court-mandated injunction, how much he appreciates their lack of effort. And the feds are far from the lone violators. People who, by their very presence, are criminals can go to places like San Francisco or Chicago and be secure from the long arm of the law. Once they arrive, not only can they rest easy knowing the local authorities will protect them from any other authorities, they can charge their whole stay to the people who actually live there. Ben Crystal says, I suppose the flood of illegal aliens into so-called sanctuary cities would constitute more of a headache than a crisis, if only the illegal aliens in question cause mere headaches. Unfortunately, some of the visitors are less day laborer and more homicidal thug. While the most recent example might be Juan Francisco Lopez Sanchez, a man charged with randomly shooting and killing Kate Steinle in San Francisco last week, he's clearly not the only monster who crossed the border northbound. Sanchez even acknowledged that he came to San Francisco specifically because he knew about its sanctuary city status. But the federal government, under the aegis of a president who spends most of his time either playing golf or complaining about racism, not only fails to protect Americans from the Sanchezes among them, it willfully turns its back on the victims. Ben Crystal says, sadly but unsurprisingly, the federal government has made nary a move to override municipal sanctuary ordinances which serve to shield parasites like Sanchez. The hue and cry from a populace that serves as fodder for Central America's least wanted has failed to dent either the consciousness or the consciences of the political elite. People are literally dying in the streets while the president and the GOP leadership make tea times. Ben Crystal says, it's not lost on me that the same administration that is perfectly comfortable backing over the limits of authority, not to mention basic decency, when it comes to harassing political opponents with IRS audits and NSA eavesdropping, seems awfully shy about flexing its federal muscles when it comes to a clear and present danger turning our streets into killing fields. It shouldn't be lost on you that the Republican leadership seems to have contracted a case of laryngitis when it comes to expressing their outrage over Obama's immigration excesses. When Donald Trump made a fair assessment of America's immigration crisis, even his fellow GOP presidential candidates strolled into debates over the artlessness of Trump's remarks rather than the accuracy. Ben Crystal says, confronted with tragic proof of their immigration folly, the pro-amnesty crowd tends toward immediate allegations of racism. But what about the people who live in immigrant-heavy communities that host criminals like Sanchez? Isn't it racist to force those communities to contend with criminals simply because they're immigrants? Other leftists will try to dismiss horrors like the one visited upon Steinle and the other people of San Francisco as straw men. And Ben Crystal says, while I might respond by pointing out that even one such incident is too many, the cost in innocent blood is obviously far, far higher. If one straw man allegedly killed Steinle in San Francisco, then he couldn't have allegedly shot and burned a young woman and her 3-year-old son near Pasco, Washington, as another oft-deported illegal alien one did. How many strawmen need to wreak havoc across the country before the politicians decide to take them seriously? Obama jumps at the chance to make a public spectacle of himself or his flunkies at other people's funerals on some occasions. Where's the outpouring of presidential crocodile tears when someone is murdered by a lunatic illegal alien? How many minions will Obama ship into Chicago the next time some psycho who's playing out a string of a half-dozen deportation decides to get sauced and drift race through the residential neighborhood? Why haven't the instances of violent crime committed by known immigration violators inspired the president to mangle Amazing Grace and any other somber ceremonies? How many lives must be lost to an entirely preventable plague like illegal aliens. And if the politicians don't care about the blood on their hands, then how many more of us do we sacrifice before we make them care? Until then, there are just illegal aliens and us. There are no quote-unquote sanctuary cities for us, no dreamer statuses, no presidentially mandated protections from maniacs and monsters. That's not a debate. That's a slaughter. Ben Crystal. This was also posted in Featured in Tag and Immigration Crisis. Excuse me. The author, Ben Crystal, is completely and utterly right. I'm just going to leave it at that. He's right. He's right. It's a slaughter on the streets of America when you allow illegal aliens to come to this country. It is. It's, excuse me, it's a game to these people. It really is. It's a game to these people. I don't know what you have to do. I don't know what has to be done to get this game to stop, but it's a game to people. And yes, they game the system because they know how. Because they are taught to do that. They are taught how to do that. Yeah, go look at the information in Mexico. The children in their schools are taught that the Southwest belongs to them. Atzland. That's what they call it. The schools also and some other organizations down there have pamphlets showing the people that want to cross the border how to cross the border. They even have organizations that these people pay to get them across the border. You understand how this is all playing out? It's a game to them. Because they know once they get here, it's free and clear. Well, it's not so free from the people paying for it, you and I. And it's not as clear as day because it's murky with the murders on the streets by these illegal aliens. And that's just the way it is. A couple of years ago, there was a, excuse me, there was some kind of, I don't know, some type of rally going on downtown here with illegals. And, excuse me, I got this stuff going on here. There was some sort of rally going on with Mexicans that were down here. And I heard a bunch of stuff on the police scanner, and I'm like, well, I wonder what the hell's going on down there. So me and my better half, Diana Nelson, went downtown to see, and we're walking down, and we see this crowd, and we're going, oh, wow, there it is. Let's get up there and see what's going on. By the time we got up there, they were dispersing. They were done doing whatever it is they were doing. And we were walking around just trying to check things out because they were all milling around and everything. And this woman with a very expensive look-like TV camera, she was walking and she asked me, she goes, so what do you think? And I said, well, I think that's great. And she turned the camera on me and she goes, well, tell us what you think. And I said, I believe in legal immigration. She immediately dropped the camera and walked away. She said thank you and was gracious enough to say that. But yeah, no, they don't want legal immigration. They just want to come over and do whatever they want. And they know that the United States of America is going to pay for it. Did you know, technically, after the signing of the Trans-Pacific Partnership, and probably a few months before that, did you know that we no longer have a southern border? Did you know that the Border Patrol has been told to allow all of the illegal aliens just to come over? You know that? Have you heard that? Well, let me tell you something. There's two things that we as Americans need to understand. The first thing is this, and it's really simple. This is our country. This is our country. We know it. We understand it. We live it. We bleed for it. We sweat in it. We build more cities and more things to accommodate the people that are here. We try to make a better life for people. This is our country, damn it. And that's just the way it is. And I'm going to tell you people out there that love this country with all your heart, mind, soul, body, and everything you have, it's time that you put up or shut up. You need to take care of what has to be taken care of. And when you go and look at Greece, when you go and look at all these other countries, protesting against their corrupt governments, there's hundreds of thousands of people in the streets, tens of thousands at least. But what are we doing? We're sitting in our homes, feeling secure, watching our stupid propaganda on the damn TV. We're not getting out and protesting. We're not getting out and making the changes that we have to make to secure this nation from the invaders of the illegal aliens and other countries into this country. We're not. You know why? Because we lost our balls. We were castrated politically, number one, and we were shackled in place by what? By the leaders telling us, oh, we can't say that. Political correctness. We've been shackled by political correctness. You can't say that. You're going to offend somebody. I don't give a crap. You better get thicker skin. You don't like being offended? Get the hell out. And the people that build this country, that work in this country, that are citizens in this country, better get the balls and backbone to go down to that border and to shut it down now. Even the northern border. Nobody keeps that in mind. They come through the northern border too. Secondly, we have a political structure in this system that has failed miserably since 1871. And we need to pull back. We need to, I'm going to say this in the best way I know how without getting vulgar. We need to jack the system. This system needs to collapse from its own internal corruption. Remember the Roman Empire. Collapse from its own internal corruption and cancerous philosophies. And this is what is happening in the United States of America today. And the political system in this country has failed each and every citizen. And now it's time to get a backbone and get some balls and make things happen now. I am angry, not at the people that are running this country. That's only half of it. I am angry at the people that sit back saying, well, we can vote that person out and vote this person in and do this and do that. Stop lying to yourself and accept the inevitable. We live in the North American Union. Let's defend the country for what we grew up in, not this bullcrap that's we have now. Oh, if I had another hour, I'd be ranting for the next 20 minutes of it. I'm going to go. AmericanLibertyRadio.com. Go there. Check it out. Want to email me? You can. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. Liberty is the road, and freedom is the goal.